Sound the fire alarm. I smell smoke. Welcome to your check-in for Apple TV's new series, Smoke, episodes 1 through 3. I'm gonna go over today, but first let me back up off me a little bit. Y'all too close, back up off me, okay? Uh, but anyway, so we're gonna be talking about this new series that stars Jurnee Smolett. I definitely had to check it out with her in here. Right now, I'm intrigued. I'm interested. It could use a little more It did take me a while to get into episode 1. I really didn't start paying attention to like halfway through, almost, where there's a certain reveal and conversation that I want to talk about, and she makes bad decisions. This is one of my headlines. Michelle is trash ethically. So we're going to be talking about her decision. I think I'm going to save her for last. But it seems like right now, with the first 3 episodes, we're focused. The main focus is on 3 characters: Michelle, Dave. It was me all along. I think we're going to talk about it. And then, of course, Mr. Silent Rage, Freddie, the guy I know off The Shy. I said, that's the dude off The Shy. But I don't know the actor's name. So, but he's doing a great job playing that character. But he seemed like he kind of plays that same character on The Shy too. Real soft-spoken, but I'll F you up, right? And the F is for flame, right? So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get into this. Let me switch over some things here. And here we go. The check-in smoke episodes 1 through 3. I'll have a couple picks I'll throw in here and there, kind of guide y'all along visually, but yeah. So let's go ahead and let's talk about Freddie first, right? So we got the silent rage, I like to call him, and I got a kick out of his interview, but I'm gonna go into that in just a second. Just a real quick introduction to character. He's real quiet. He's been working at this fast food joint for 7 years now. The Coop. He he's he's not kind of a loser. He's a dang, man. I don't want to judge the guy. He's a loser. Will you go? Do I want to talk about this part? He went home and after work, he watched some material, some adult material after he leaves work, right? And he may or may not be roasting people alive on the side. Because the show follows Dave, and Dave is writing this book or whatever, and then it goes in and out as far as his imagery, the imagery in the show, when he's explaining or narrating a part of the book, like it showed like the guy buying the milk. Who's to say that well, no, this, I guess it would make sense then, because this is obviously, we know Freddie as a real person. He's real, not the guy in the shades that kind of look like Chris Rock going inside the store buying some milk, right? So, but what I was gonna say, like I said, this is far fetched, but who's to say that Freddie burning up the house, supposedly, we didn't see his face. Now, we didn't see his face. We just saw a man of color carrying a milk jug. It showed the thumb. It was a black guy. How do we know this is Fred? He might just been chilling and saw the fire, and it mesmerizes him when he sees the embers, right? So I don't know, but whenever we see this, we're supposed to think that Freddie is burning down something. But we didn't see them. We didn't see him, right? Like it showed the same scene when he was at the restaurant cooking. So I thought that was him burning the restaurant down. But if he's indeed an arsonist, the Coop is about to come down real fast. He's about to burn that down. Definitely after that interview scene. So let's go into the interview. I found it funny. He got all dressed and cleaned up, and after he let that woman boost his head up, the one that's kind of flirting with him or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what she want, but she wants it. But anyway, so I guess I don't know if it's his friend. It seemed like he's kind of friendly towards him. The white guy, this white coworker, I can't remember his name. Um, he was kind of trying to put some sense into his head, even though it seemed like he was kind of hating at the same time. But realistically, we knew he wasn't gonna get that. He doesn't have the interpersonal skills to even be a manager because he's quiet as fuck, right? We passed the 8-second mark, right? But he's quiet as hell. So yeah, so he goes into the interview. The interviewers ask him, "What's your ideal of customer service? Make it." I can't remember what he said. Make it quick, make it fast, make them happy with them dusty ass teeth. So he wasn't getting that. But anyway, so we know that we know the outcome, and towards the end of episode 3, we see him sitting down. He's checking his phone, refreshing the page like I'm refreshing my YouTube analytics, expecting it to go to 10,000 views in 24 hours when it stays at 10, right? I know how it is, but at the same time, it's as far as that interview process, looking at your phone. Let me look at my email. Did I get something? And it's like just refreshing the page all day. Man, screw the interview process. I haven't done an interview in a good little minute, like a formal interview. It's just such a degrading process. So I feel you, buddy. I feel you, man. But if you feel like you gotta burn down a coops or two, I ain't gonna be mad at it. but but yeah, there's definitely a rage inside him, and yeah, we're gonna see what happens in the next couple of episodes. But I predict the coop will be burned down by episode 5. By episode 5, I don't know how many episodes this run. I'm assuming somewhere between 8 and 10. I'll have to look. But anyway, we talked enough about Mr. Silent Rage. Let's talk about It Was Me All Along. I feel like this show is trying to trick me. I really do. On paper, it seems like, yeah, I'm the fireman. I'm starting the fire so I can put him out or investigate him. But whatever. Maybe he had to. A part of me was like, maybe he wanted to copy the actual person that's doing this. But like I said, that's far fetched. I'm just kind of, shooting different ideas out there. I'm like, I don't feel like it can't be this simple. They revealed very early on that, okay, Dave is I guess you could say, the antagonist of the series or whatever. So is this going to end with him being caught? And if this goes another season, do we have to get another arsonist in here? But anyway, so yeah, he's definitely off his rocker. We got the opening scene where something happened to him. His goofy ass ran into a mirror, and but whatever. So yeah, after that, something definitely has him off balance mentally. He's writing his book, and he seems to be getting a little too close to the fire because he's using stuff from the case to write his book. And I thought it was a funny scene where he was reading his book out loud, and Michelle's character, Jurnee's character, Michell, was just standing behind him. I'm like, buddy, turn around. you know, I know how it feels. I wouldn't want to be going over my personal work and somebody just standing over my shoulder. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's get to the scene that really intrigued me was with I guess when the son comes home, his wife's son has to stay with them because the father has tenure somewhere or something like that. And yeah, the son back talked him. He said, "I don't give a f about you." And then we saw that demon come out of hell. Yeah, it definitely looked like it's some DV about to go down if old buddy don't watch his mouth. And this man bipolar as hell, man. You see him crack that smile? My bad. The wife looking like, but yeah, so that may or may not escalate, but yeah. So, and then shortly after this, we see him go to the grocery store, and we notice that he's limping now because when they were going over the surveillance footage, Michelle's character, Michelle, I keep saying Michelle. Michelle is the character. Michelle notices that the guy limps and then he walks fluidly and then he makes sure to limp after burning down the next door or whatever. But like I said, I gotta go by what I see here. So I guess he is the arsonist, but at the same time, he seems mentally a little off, and maybe that situation just set him off. And you know what? I'm gonna copy this guy that I'm investigating. Let me go burn something. I don't know. That's just a theory, but just off face value, he seems like the antagonist. It was me all along, right? But I just feel like it's just early to reveal something like that. Y'all get what I'm saying? I don't know, but okay. Michelle is trash. Ethically, she makes terrible decisions. Now I didn't get into episode one. I don't know if I mentioned this before or not because I've been doing retakes. Um, I did not get into the episode until maybe like I think it's like the 25-minute, 27-minute mark. It's somewhere around there. And I noticed at the beginning of the episode, she's going to Pound Town. We seeing the pillow in the bed. I'm like, what's going on? And then there's some guy saying, I did the thing. And then we found out what he did. So we get introduced to um her boss. Okay. Woo. We saw I'm gonna get to what she did in episode 2. That was a bad decision, but this was the first bad decision. So she's already sleeping with her boss. And maybe this needs to be a discussion. Was Steven right? Was Michelle wrong? Or was Michelle right and Steven wrong? Because, okay, after, she gets finished going to Pound Town, we have the conversation and Buddy's like, I did the thing. I'm like, okay, what is the thing? What is the thing? This is when I woke up. I'm like, okay, I'm interested now. So the guy tells his wife that basically, I got another chick. We done. I divorced my wife for you. And she was like, I didn't tell you to do that. She's trash. But anyway, I don't know. Buddy caught feelings and he was moving a little too fast. So Steven, that's on you, buddy. But at the same time, I don't know, Michelle, you did something to make that man go crazy like that and just in his marriage. And then he felt some type of way when she didn't reciprocate the feelings. And I guess that's what happened because he's over her. And I'm thinking that's why she's even though she's a criminal detective, she's investigating a fire. So she's like at the bottom somewhere. So I'm assuming he's punishing her, if that makes sense. I'm assuming he's controlling what cases she investigates, if that makes sense. So, but they're still talking at the same time. So it's just like, wow, that was a bad decision. That was a bad decision. Okay. So y'all tell me what y'all think on that. Do y'all think Michelle was dirty for that? Do you think Steven was just he caught feelings too fast? Y'all tell me what y'all think. He was maybe he was simping a little too hard, right? So let's talk about her next horrible decision. Even though I guess she just we all knew Archie had something going on. I guess the fire chief, they were interviewing, and she didn't know what engineer was, so that was an embarrassing moment for her. But anyway, so she follows the guy without a warrant. I may add, finds this bunker with the freaky sex bed. So as far as being an arsonist setting something on fire, I don't think he was guilty of that. But only thing he was guilty of was creating this bunker, having all these firearms, things of that nature. So I mean, she did make a bust, but how she did it was not so ethical. No warrant. Did she cuffed the dude, shot him in the kneecaps or the thighs or somewhere around that area. Yeah, I think she shot him in the femur or something like that. And then she made an alibi. I'm like, she dusty and dirty. And then we get the beginning scene of episode 3 where she's talking to the therapist, and the therapist pretty much calls her out. She's like, "Hey, I notice you do undercover work. They usually choose people with mental instability." I think she used that phrase or something like that. So, Michelle's character, not good, but not bad at the same time. Somewhere in between, very gray. But yeah, two major horrible decisions in the first 2 episodes, right? Um, Other than that, those are the main 2 points I really want to talk about. Oh yeah, the parole hearing. I got to talk about that as well. Um, there's something going on with her mother. We get flashback scenes of her as a kid, multiple times within the past 3 episodes. She's locked in a closet. I, I'm guessing her mother started the fire, and then at the end of episode 3, somebody gets shot. Her mother shot somebody or something. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but we're getting layer by layer unveiled as we explore Michelle's very complex and ethically confused character. All right. But anyway, guys, that was your I was going to say catch up. That's my other show. This is your check-in for the Smoke episode 1 through 3. Y'all tell me what you thought of the episodes. Is this something y'all gonna ride with? I will say that I'm hanging in there, but episode 3, I was bored at some points. I was, but just like the ending, the parole hearing, and the interview portion of that episode were my favorite parts. But I felt like there was some filler, if that makes sense. But I'm definitely gonna stick with the series and see where it goes, and maybe I'll do this episode by episode. Y'all gotta hit the like. Let me know if this does well. It'll make more sense for me to do this weekly instead of grouping these together. But we did have episode 1 and 2 drop at the same time, and by the time I wanted to do the review, episode 3 was already out. So I figured I'd just go ahead and do episodes 1 through 3. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. Let me know if you enjoyed the series so far, and let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Is Michelle trash ethically? And what do y'all think about Dave? Do y'all think it's that simple that, he's seems to be the antagonist of this? Is Freddie misunderstood? Is he really burning down houses, things of that nature? But yeah, I'm glad that the series has me answering these questions. I just don't think it's that, like, okay, this is it. I don't know. I feel like there's a twist coming. But anyway, guys, that's going to be for me. That's going to be it for me. I'll see y'all next time. Peace out. Don't burn down anything, okay? And check your smoke detectors. I'm up out of here.